What's going on, everybody? It's Maxfield Von Priestley from Kingdom Training. Today I'm going to bring you guys something a little bit different. Normally I'll upload workout videos or instructional workout videos and exercises and stuff. Today is actually going to be a video that talks about virtues, spiritual virtues. Most of the stuff that I do on the channel, on the YouTube channel and on the Instagram is kind of how we can train our bodies and train, whether that's with, workouts or diets. But what I really wanted to focus on here was training our spiritual life as well. And so what I'm going to be introducing to you guys today are challenges. Basically ways of practicing out these virtues, like I was talking about earlier, ways of practicing out these virtues in our everyday life, and how we can do that in a world that's kind of chaotic right now. These virtues and these practices, these challenges, they're not meant to constrict us. They're not meant to confine us. It's interesting because when we mention virtues to people, even Christians actually, they think of this like sexless, pleasureless, boring life. And this isn't the truth at all. Virtues are meant to bless us and free us into what we can become and who we can become because of Jesus and because of the things that He did. Hopefully by practicing these, we can bring the kingdom of heaven a little bit closer to earth every day. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write down some of the virtues that Jesus portrays. So I apologize for the poor handwriting, guys, but these are just some of the words that come into my mind when I think about Jesus and His virtues. So I'll just run through these real quick. Surrender, love, detachment, and not detachment from people necessarily, but detachment from worldly things, from things that distract us from the kingdom, detachment from things that are going to pull us away from His greater purpose. Chastity, generosity, humility, which is probably one of the toughest ones to practice, and yet one of my favorite ones to practice and live out. Patience, discernment, thankfulness. But for today's video, we are actually going to focus on love. I think it's one that we can really put into practice into our daily lives, and this will help us and also bless others in the process. So because this week is all about love and encouragement and practicing those virtues, I chose a verse from Ephesians, specifically Ephesians 4:29. It says, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." Ephesians 4:29, if you guys want to go write that down, I would highly recommend it. And that way you guys have a structurally sound verse that kind of encompasses everything that we're about to talk about. We're going to be practicing three things this week. The first one is going to be speaking words of encouragement. Just something that you genuinely feel is that could be encouraging to them. Go ahead and let them know. The verse is from Hebrews 3:13, and it says, "Encourage one another daily as long as it is called for today." So I think that was really appropriate because it mentions the genuine aspect of what you want to say. As long as it is called today, encourage those people by uplifting them with your words. The second one we're going to practice is being more intentional about our words. A lot of times we just kind of say things without thinking. We react instead of respond. We can react out of anger, but I think by responding and choosing our words, being more intentional about those words, I think is really going to bless others and bless you in the process. I added this little portion at the bottom that says, "Do not gossip." Proverbs 27:17 says, "So iron sharpens iron, we must sharpen each other." The third and last one, basically just to listen more. When we're in a conversation, we find ourselves waiting and waiting and waiting till the next person stops talking so that we can start talking again. And I think that can be really distracting, and I think that can be really hurtful at times because we can disregard what that person is saying. These three are going to be our practices for the next week. Or 2 weeks, however long you guys want to do this. And eventually what I'm hoping is that just by practicing these out and living these out in our world, we will eventually cultivate these kind of practices in our everyday life, and we will become full-time Christians, if that makes sense. Not just Sunday Christians at church or Christians when, it's easy, but we should be able to bear our cross, pick up our cross, and be a full-time Christian every day from the moment we wake up to the moment we go back to sleep. If you guys have any questions about what I've talked about, what we've been discussing, or if you guys have any problems or run into any challenges as you are practicing these challenges or these virtues, and even just discuss some of this stuff even more, I'd love to do that with you guys. Feel free to email me. So I bless you guys, and I encourage you guys to go live this out and love one another, because in this day and age, we have to practice these virtues. This is Maxfield Von Priestley from Kingdom Training. God bless, guys.